Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm gonna talk about the stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. Chances are, if I'm in my back room, I'm doing a ramen review. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am in my back room today, which means we get Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am doing something else. What is it? I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? What happens to be my Paragon shirt. But what is Paragon, I hear you ask? Paragon was, past tense, a local Illinois rock band that I became sort of aware of and familiar with back in sometime in like my early to mid-20s. They were opening up for a band that I was there to see. I was really impressed with what they did. Me and the lead singer ended up talking a little bit and kind of hit it off. And basically, I've been going over there and following them around ever since. They did ultimately decide to go over there and call it, a day several years ago. But they did decide to continue on as a three-piece under the name Easy S with new music. They're still kind of doing that these days. I'm not exactly sure, they're not a real active, but they're still doing stuff. But I really like them both as Paragon and as Easy S. I'm a big, big fan. And I actually have a number of videos of their performances that I've attended over the years. They're on the channel as well, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction, because I think they're an incredible band. But anyway, before I do that, I have an adorable hamster over here, and I'm going to give him a treat, because he's a good boy. How you doing, Bernard? Oh, Bernard's a good boy. Bernard's a good boy. Do you like some carrots, buddy? Carrots for my buddy Bernard. Carrots for my buddy Bernard. Yeah, carrots for buddy Bernard. He likes carrots. Yeah. This also doubles as my hamster room, by the way. And I have hamsters, in case you didn't know. Sometimes they show up in my videos, but today I'm just going to let my buddy Bernard enjoy his carrots. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, this is a backroom review. And what with it being a backroom review, a lot of times they're ramen reviews, because I eat ramen and instant noodle stuff pretty frequently, and it's a good spot to go over there and review them. Hence, it happens to be from Cook Happiness Acecook. I guess that's the name of the company. And it's... what's the best way to... alright, sure. We're going to go with this. It's boom! It's pho! Or pho. It's technically how you pronounce it. Yes, this is Saigon Pho Vietnamese rice noodles. Now, I actually am a big fan of pho, or however you want to pronounce it. I like to, indulge in it from time to time. This is obviously the instant version of that, sure. And it was easy enough to put together, just 3 packets of stuff, put in some boiling water, all your good stuff, and we'll see how it goes, I'm pretty sure I've reviewed some Instant Pho before, but mix it up, get the... I will say, you can see it's got that nice sort of glisteniness to it, so that's nice, and the broth. Let's get a thing for the thing. Try to get a noodle pull if we can. It looks like that. Ha 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 ha! Kind of gave up halfway through, but that's alright. Like when I tried to attend college. Not bad. A little bit, I guess, underwhelming, but it's not bad. It's using like rice noodles, which rice noodles are fine. They're not my favorite type of egg noodle, or favorite type of noodles. I probably prefer egg noodles, but they're not bad, and they do work pretty well. This is definitely very light in terms of not only the texture of the noodles and the consistency, but in terms of some of the flavor as well. But that doesn't mean that it's a bad flavor. And even the noodles themselves, like for being rice noodles, I'll give them a fair amount of credit. They actually do have more consistency, a little bit more structure than I've had from some rice noodles in the past. So, points for that. And as for the flavor of the pho itself, it's not bad. Again, it's certainly lighter than I would, expect from like a proper pho. But, we're dealing with what we're dealing with. But it has some personality. It has some character to it. I like it. And yeah, it definitely... Okay, apparently it's beef flavored. I was just gonna check to see if it had a specific flavor. I get there's like a savoriness to it. Beef doesn't immediately speak to me as being that flavor, but it has like a sort of meaty kind of savoriness. It's not the most pervasive flavor in the stock, but it's there. And I will say I do appreciate, because you get like a little like packet of like little sort of herbs, that's nice. It gives a little extra freshness, I suppose. Opens it up a little. Then you get the actual like the broth packet, but then you also get another packet, and I'm guessing that's what gives it like the again that shimmer, and I think that gives it like a nice little added acidity to it, and I really like that. That's what takes it from being just an extremely basic bitch instant noodle thing. And again, gives it that personality. So, I like that aspect of it. I mean, obviously it's instant pho. It's not going to be anywhere near as good as the real deal. But, I will say, it's pretty tasty. And overall, I would say that it does taste like pho. It tastes like a much more watered down version of pho, for sure. But it is identifiably. It's not trying to be, ramen or like a Korean noodle dish or something like that. It has that pho kind of personality to it. So, yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all. It's also part of my breakfast, so I'm glad I kind of like it. But 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? On occasion, and sure. Now, here's the thing. For me, like I said, I like to go over there. I eat a fair amount of this stuff. I'm not the type of person who cooks a lot. So things like this, these like instant meals and stuff, they're a nice way for me to, have stuff at home without having to get a bunch of prep work stuff done and everything like that. And they're nice for a meal after work, something where I just don't want to, do a whole bunch of stuff. And I do like having a variety, because we're fortunate now we have so many options available when it comes to instant noodle dishes. I could see adding this in on occasion. It wouldn't be a go-to, but it's something different, The overall flavor of it is nice and it's tasty. But it's also not something that leaps out as being something like I would have to get again, in terms of the flavor and stuff. I appreciate it does have that pho personality, but it definitely doesn't have that, the real pho soul. But it's good, and once in a while I could see myself picking it up, just again, to have as an option. If I'm recommending it, when it comes to these reviews, there's sort of like the question of who am I recommending it to? Am I recommending it to people like me, who basically just, need it as kind of a meal substitute, again, instead of doing like a bunch of prep work and stuff? Or am I going over there and recommending it to people who really are just using it, as a very casual thing, just maybe something for a lunch, at work, or, something for strictly for convenience sake. For people like me, I would say absolutely. I think it's a nice little dish for what it is. It's got some nice flavors to it. It's not outstanding. I don't think you need to go out of your way to get it. But I think if you run into it and you want to try it, I think it's nice. And, this is an instance where, for me, I prefer ones that have heavier flavors. I like ones that are spicy. This is one where maybe, if you're not into that element of the instant noodle stuff, here you go. It just has a nice flavor to it. It's very light. Yeah. If I'm recommending it to people, again, who are more casual about this stuff, let's call them proper adults, I'd still maybe recommend it. I think ultimately, like, the flavors are nice and they're nothing like bizarre or anything. You know, it's got a beef stock to it. And, you know, the prep time isn't too bad. And then the nice thing is, again, it's a little bit lighter than some of the heavier instant noodle dishes. So there might be something to it. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly, all of my hamsters are coming out now and being super adorable. I mean, so many hamsters. Have an awesome hamster-tastic rest of your life, man. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be, oh, my little girl Aisha. Oh, she's scratching. She's got a little itch. She's so adorable. Not always the easiest thing to do in the world, folks. Trust me, I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, hopefully, and I always like to mention this, especially when my pets are around, hopefully if you have any pets of your own, you know, little friends, you know, you can go over there and make your life just that much better. Make sure you treat them right. Make sure you give them, you know, a little extra treat or a little extra hug for me because, you know, they're wonderful. And, you know, I know for me personally, my pets have definitely made my life that much better. So, but anyway,